Evening everyone, it's Brian here at the YTCSC. Welcome back to the channel. I'm joined by the main man tonight, Mark. How you been, mate?
Yeah, good mate, good. Had a nice Saturday. Looking forward to tomorrow.
Yeah, it's looking forward to getting back to domestic football, mate. It's been a while. Roberto couldn't make it. Bit of a family issue, family emergency, but he's chipped in with his team. He's predicted lineup, but which we'll get to later. So let's get into it. So, Mark, just wanted to jump on tonight, mate, and have a wee look back at the week and see what's been happening in the world of Celtic. And then, obviously, we're all buzzing for Flag Day tomorrow. Our 55th League Championship, 55 unbroken, unscandalous titles, my friend. How does it feel?
I love it. You're so cheeky.
Had to get that in there, mate. But yeah, so
Yeah,
you looking
mate.
forward to tomorrow?
I'm looking forward to it, man. It's like, you know what it's like? It's like a long time from the last game of the season, which unfortunately was a horrible game for us, you know, and it makes it longer actually until the first game. Pre-season's always dead long, I think. I think it's dead long. You read too much into it, you get all hyped up about it, and maybe you should just be a bit more relaxed. But yeah, it's all happening tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to it.
Mate, we're getting up in years, man, and we think we'd learn, but it never changes. We're always the same. But it's the same thing, long drawn out. All the rumours, you're like, what's happening here? You don't know where to look. But it'd be interesting to see the team coming back, mate, and I'm super buzzing for Flag Day tomorrow for a personal reason as well. Paul McStay, mate, the maestro,
Yeah, man.
is is my all time favourite player when I was a young boy growing up, man. So it'll be good to see him, and no doubt he will get the welcome he deserves, man, for the maestro. So I just wanted to get your thoughts, mate. I've not seen you for a while on the channel, and just what's been happening in the week. You know what I mean? It's been a bit. You know, the rumour mill has been gone. I think we're close to getting the young boy from Man City on loan. Is it Jamal Simpson-Puzi?
Yeah.
I read some articles about him, and he was a PL2 Player of the Year last year, and you know he's got good credentials, but you know, Dane Murray, young boy coming through. What's your thoughts on the Man City boy coming in?
I think it's a very strange one. I think actually, like you're talking about, we've got young Dane Murray, who I think he's a good player. I think he's a good enough player for the SPL anyway to get him in, and um, that's when you want to be, like we've spoken about this before, right? You're 2 or 3 up, get them on 20, 30 minutes. You're going to have maybe 15, maybe even 20 games like that a season, right? Where you're getting them on and you're bleeding them in and getting them up to speed. I don't know if this guy's obviously going to be a better player than Dane Murray, right? He's got better pedigree, and he's played in the Premier League, and Pep Guardiola's got a lot to say about him. I just, I'm not a fan of a loan without the option to buy, unless it's like something like Jota's out injured. I wouldn't mind that as actually going out and bringing a decent winger in, paying a chunk of money on. But as
I'm
a
with you.
as a, a central defender, I don't know if they're thinking about Europe, but he's got no experience in Europe. I don't know.
Mm.
I don't want to. I don't want to criticise, not criticising the boy, right? Because it's not his fault. But I'm just thinking, I don't understand the move myself, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I tend to agree. There's no, you know, he's well thought of, so I don't think there's
Yeah.
any chance that we were even getting a sniff of a contract or a buy. What does it say? Not just Dane Murray, but the young boys coming through. You know what I mean? We work ourselves, you know, work hard to get into the fringes of the team, and then we break in, and then they go and you know buy it to somebody else. But yeah, well, a bit of a strange one. But apparently he's coming in for a year loan, no um, option to buy. Also, hearing another defender that we're looking at is Victor Eriksson from Hammarby. Sorry, I don't know if they play in Sweden or Denmark, but apparently I seen an article where Paul Tidsdale, the kind of director of football operations, who's been very quiet since he came in, has been sent over to scout him. Also seen another article where we're looking at three players playing in Swedish league, so it looks like we're trying to beef up the back line, which I think we need to do. But have you heard anything yourself? Any other rumours? What do you think of the
Uh,
Victor Eriksson one? Have you heard that?
not heard any rumours, and I don't get why you would be going out and trying to sign another defender. If you're bringing somebody in, I don't get it, because you've got Scales and Trusty on the left hand side. You're going to have then two on the right, CCV and the boy Puisé. I don't know. I actually don't know what's happening with the whole transfer situation with Celtic. I don't get what's happening. There's obviously something happening with Brendan Rodgers coming out and making his statement, right, and what he said. But I just don't understand it. I don't think Brendan and the club are linked up. I don't think that. Nah, they're not. I don't think they are, man. I think Celtic, quite rightly, Celtic are going and they've got this model now, right? And they're going in and they need to identify players and they can't just rely on the manager. And I totally appreciate that, right? But he has to be involved in it. He has to get it. And to me, I don't think they're linked up enough. They're not in sync enough to for my liking. But that's just what I think.
Interesting points when you mentioned there about like his comments about Anamura. You know, he's one for the loan. You know, B team, whatever. And that when you say that, do you think that's been a case of he's sitting down with somebody recruitment and say, right, we've got this Japanese left back. This is what we're saying, and Brendan's assessment is right, cool. Maybe he'll be a B team, and then the boy comes in and he does well and stuff like that. He's just getting presented players. Can you work with us? You know, do you think that's kind of some of the strategy?
I think it has. I think it's clearly is, because you've got Anamura, you've got the boy Osmond, right? Who Brendan's not. I know he has to put a face on it in the
The
media,
selling.
right? And great young guy, great. But he's been really surprised by Anamura. But Anamura's not his signing.
No.
Anamura's been the club have went out and it's been a very good bit of business, by the way, for me. I think the club, the two Japanese boys, I think will be phenomenal. Don't know about the boy Osmond. I think he might come good. I don't know, but back to the point is, I don't think Brendan's got key signings he wants to make, right? And what I took from his statement is the club are not interested in going and spending the money on the quality players that he wants to bring in. He see that whole maintaining. If Celtic want to
Mm.
maintain, I'm not the guy. I don't blame him for that at all. By the way, I'm not like I was very critical of him leaving, right, and I was pretty on the fence when I'm coming back, right. But he's done a brilliant
Took you a
job,
bit
and
of
he
time
is a
to win it,
cracking manager.
it took him a time to win you over, mate, the second time around.
Yeah, mate, I did. It did take him a wee bit of time. I remember that. You know that.
No,
I was
but I was
asking.
on it. It was
I know.
justified. You know what I mean? Because some of the performances were pretty
It's
poor.
just how I felt. Do you know? It's just how I felt. But he, for me, Brendan is doing the right thing now, right? He's not been offered a contract. He is basically, for me, what he's saying is Celtic at this minute do not want to progress and grow. And if they are just wanting to maintain the standards, as in just stay ahead of Rangers, I'm not the guy. He's clearly laying it out for the Celtic fans and letting us know, look, this is what's happening here. I've not been offered a contract. If this club do not want to go and sign these players that I want, and I want to get them in to help us grow, I'm off. That's what I took for that anyway.
Yeah, I think the language he used was, you know, maintaining. I read that they don't want to match his ambition. He's saying this is what I want
Yeah.
to do, and I admired what he said. He's like, I've loved it. I'm here for 3 years at
What did
least.
I, Brian?
3 years at least, and he's like, but they're no matching my ambition. And I don't know if you saw it, but I saw an article. It was Ross McCormack was on. I don't know if he was on Open Goal, and he was like, maybe the board have been saying to Brendan Rodgers, you know, you've been overcharged with Ida and Engels, you know, and whereas I believe there's maybe a wee bit of justification in that with
No,
Ida.
there is.
You know, are the board saying, well, we're not going to give you money. We get you 20 million, and we've got these two players here, and they've no ripped the header up, you know what I mean? So there might be some kind of traction in that, you know?
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. I think they've not both boys that we've signed for big money haven't actually lived up to the billing.
Big bag.
However, if you look at our Champions League performance, the both of them were heavily involved, right? Big Ida scoring critical goals. And I know, God's sake, man, I'm forgetting Engels.
On the angles.
I've had a beer, right?
Yeah, brilliant. Friday,
I,
it's
I,
Saturday night, mate. Go for it.
I'm Engels. I don't think he was amazing, right? But I think he played all right in some of the games. You know what I mean? And but I don't think if you were to look at him, you wouldn't say he was £11 million signing. But I think that was the price tag that's caused the problem with the two. If you'd have signed Ida for £4 million, you wouldn't be there wouldn't be all of this not good enough and blah blah blah. And if you'd have signed Engels for £5 million, probably the same.
Aye.
So I'm hopeful that the both of them come good this year.
I think you're correct in saying that, mate, because I remember when O'Reilly had a wee dip. You know, O'Reilly had maybe a few months where he dipped, but it wasn't as much. Oh, because he was came in on a couple of £1 million contract, and he was building himself up. So I thought like everybody was amazing, but I thought Arne Engels in Munich away with but Callum McGregor was unbelievable. It was very, very, very good. So and he did have, he joined the club into the Champions League, scored the penalty and things like that. So I hope Engels has a right good season this year, and I hope he gets a good pre-season and stuff. Makes I think Brendan likes him. He's paid the money for him, and I think he's going to feature him regularly. Um,
Look at Kuhn, right? Kuhn was a Rodgers signing. Brendan Rodgers went and signed Kuhn, £3 million, sold him for 17 million. They don't
mm,
talk about that. That's not something that is spoken about a lot. That's how much money, 15, 14 million pounds made
well
on
played.
one signing. If the boys keep playing the way they're playing, Trusty and all was signed for 6 million, right? Who is kind of he's been another one that's underperformed, right?
Yeah.
But again, had a good pre-season. I'm hopeful that all three of those guys have a really good season and prove that Brendan Rodgers was right. And I just hope Celtic don't make an arse of the whole situation of keeping a really good manager and going back to this penny pinching Peter Lawwell nonsense. I
Mhm.
hope we don't, because we'll live to regret it. If we do, we'll live to regret it.
It happened the last time in his first stint. Remember the comment about we've got a million wingers or something like that when we got Marion Shved, and then there was another thing that he talked, and he mentioned a word, he's like terminado, and that's what he said. He's like, if that happens, then terminado, and I think it was to do with player recruitment. The McGinn thing stung big time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, they don't learn for the mistakes, and the guy Nicholson under Ange, you're thinking. Hatate, Kyogo, Maeda, boom, 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 players in before the window even started. We're like, wow, this is no Celtic. This is what we want, and then it
Yeah.
seems to slip back. So yeah, it's been a weird pre-season, mate, in terms of transfer activity. What I think we've got this month and August still left to get players in.
Still got a month.
There'll be
But
there'll be a ramp up of rumours, in and outs. But do you think we'll get some decent quality that can come in and you know lead the line, or just
potentially.
instantly go in there just because of name and reputation? Or do you think it'll be the
Potentially. I think there's it's a double edged sword, right? And as fans we demand, like, we want signings and we want the quality signings now. Sometimes it's not the club's fault, right? Sometimes these players don't want to go because they maybe want to be Champions League players and they want to wait until they know that Celtic are in the Champions League. Or the club might not be wanting to sell because they need to get a player in to cover. I don't really get the Balikwisha thing, because clearly their club, Antwerp, wanted him to go and he wanted to come to us, and Celtic were rumoured. Maybe they've just changed their mind. Maybe something's happened in the background, right? Because that seems dead. I
That's what
don't
it's
know, mate.
fans?
For me, you have to have your targets identified way before you get anywhere near the transfer window, right? They have to be tapped up in some kind of way, right?
Mhm.
In my eyes, right? These boys have to know that Celtic are interested. Their, their agent has to know that Celtic are interested. It has to be something that you're walking into early doors in the
Walk
transfer.
up.
Aye, mate, and then you bring them in if you possibly can. Celtic should know. They should know by the time they get to the transfer window if the club are willing to sell, the player's willing to come, if the deal can be done.
Aye, totally.
For me, anyway,
That's how you
But
set up
Brendan,
for when the window opens. You know what I mean?
aye,
Oh, we've got this player in. The agent speaks to his agent. That's a wee rumour. Oh, I heard Celtic are interested. Would you? You know, that's how it starts, maybe.
I
But
know it's
it's
not
been
that
a
easy, but
yeah, mate. It's
I,
been a funny transfer window. I hope we I hope we get some quality. But obviously we're looking ahead to tomorrow's game, mate. And I was
yeah,
having a wee look at the players in and out and stuff like that. And domestically on paper, you know, I think we will have enough in terms of you know, hopefully getting over the line, barring any off the field politics or whatever. But uh, yeah, it's been a disappointing season. But my Yamada and Inamura have been definitely Nigrin. I'm going to say it. I'm talking about Nigrin as well.
yeah,
I thought he's been
yeah,
very
yeah.
very good. So yes, mate, we're on to look ahead to tomorrow's game against St Mirren. 4:30 kick-off, kind of random
No,
request, like
no.
you winning the league, the last day, the last game of the. So yeah, if TV, is it Sky tomorrow? It'll be Sky. So TV half
Uh,
four kick-off. What do you make of that one? It's a
well,
bit
The
random.
Rangers were just on Sky there. Motherwell, did you watch it?
No, I was out and about, mate. I was out daddy duties, mate, a bit like yourself.
I watched it because my father-in-law, Matt, who's a wonderful
Oh,
man,
are they
right? He's a
playing?
a great guy, Mark. Um, he's a season ticket holder for at Fir Park. There's always a good bit of banter, right? Whether it's Celtic Motherwell or Rangers Motherwell. Like he's always like, yeah, we'll try and do his turn with Rangers, and then he's like, I'll turn my phone off if Celtic win. Um, but he was at the game, and I thought Motherwell were excellent. By the way, see if Motherwell can play the football. They actually reminded me of Celtic. Playing out for the back, really
What for the
intricate
grade?
stuff at the back. They were very good, mate, and see if they can be brave enough to do that all season. I think they'll have a cracking season. And they stuck at it, and Rangers get tired. They looked jaded and tired and stopped running, and Motherwell just kept going and get equalised and should have scored towards the end. They should have ended up with nothing. But
Mm.
it was Motherwell were very good. I'm hoping for the well, hoping they have a good season.
Aye, mate. Aye, that'd be good. That'd be good. No, I never saw who's the Motherwell manager now. Do you know? Because I know there was a guy that
Boy
Weirman
who
had to leave.
used to play with Norwich with Russell Martin. I think they were saying he played 10 games. I can't remember his name. Bald guy, but his style of play is good.
Good.
And aye, mate. And do you know what? I think see if more Scottish teams had the balls to actually play football like Motherwell going. This guy's not going to change it. He says that's it. The whole season it is because the boys were out talking about it after it and Sky. And the football was great. It was good to
Mm.
watch. It wasn't this crappy long ball stuff. It was like pass and move, lovely. It was like inverted fullbacks and all of that. It was great. It was really good to
Modern
see.
football,
It was good.
mate. Well, that's the thing. If you be brave and you put it through your club, the young boys will do it. Everybody plays the same way. There'll be a year or two where you just get lucky. You get a right good raft of players or a good raft of young boys, and you end up having a great season, and it
Yeah.
breeds confidence for the club going forward. So, aye, good. Best of luck tomorrow this year. Um, Looking ahead to tomorrow, mate.
Yeah.
We're all interested in see how we line up. We had a little WhatsApp chat earlier on with the lads, myself, you, me, and Roberto. So, over to yourself, mate. How do you think we will line up ahead of the tomorrow against St Mirren for Flag Day?
I'm going to. I think there's maybe one in there, maybe one or two that people might disagree with or maybe think because I'm like potentially it will happen. But at the back, Schmeichel, keeper, big man's been great. So I don't think Sinisalo will get in ahead of him. I think Schmeichel will start. I think Johnston, if he's fit, I know that we had Ralston the whole pre-season. Ralston is like steady in certain games, but he's more of a defensive midfielder. Doesn't he offer you a lot going forward? I think Johnston, if he's fit, has to play pace and gets the ball in the box. I think then CCV's another banker. But then it was between Trusty and Scales for me at LCB, and I'm going to go Trusty. Going to go Trusty because Trusty's had a good pre-season, and I think Brendan likes Scales. He does. I like Scales as well. I know some people don't, and that's totally fine. But for me, Trusty has earned his start for his pre-season. I think he's had a really good pre-season. He's been solid. He's been defensively excellent. He's
Mm.
played the ball out for the back really, really well. So for me, he's earned a start. Left back Tierney. Don't think there's any doubts about that. I think if Tierney's fit, he starts.
Yep.
Midfield three is probably where I'll maybe differ for some people. Captain McGregor will start, as always, the man who never misses a game. Going to go Hatate. I think we need Hatate in there for his creativity, and he's such an intelligent player, and his movement is brilliant,
Sharp.
and he's
Mm.
the way he can pick a pass out is just phenomenal. What I'm going to go with is Negrin in there as a third midfielder. I don't see him as a right winger. I see him as an attacking midfielder. I think you'll go McGregor sitting deeper. Hatate will be a floater,
Mm-hmm.
and Negrin will be your sort of
Your
10
link.
type of player. Aye,
Your link. Aye.
that's where I think. And then I think left wing, I'm going to have Maeda. I don't think you play Maeda up top. I think Maeda's playing left because we don't really have anybody else to play left wing. And Brendan wants Maeda to play left anyway. You've heard him, he
Yeah.
sees him as a winger and he can play up front. On the right's probably where the confusion
Choice to
comes,
be
right?
made. Mm.
You've got two, you've got Forrest and you've got Yang. And I know he started Yang in a lot of the pre-season games, but I think he'll go Forrest. Just with that experience, steady calmness that Forrest brings you, and he's an absolute goal threat. I love Forrest. I think he's brilliant. I think he's a cracking player that brings so much. And I wouldn't actually balk at him scoring tomorrow either. And then putting that run to bed first game of the season, not waiting till the last game of the season, doing it first. So I'm going to go Forrest, and then I'm going to go Big Ida up top. I know I done a wee video saying Jink Ida or who, and I do like the look of Yamada, but it was only 45 minutes, and
Mm-hmm.
it's you can't really judge a player on 45 minutes. He did impress me, and he looked like the kind of striker that I liked. But I think Brendan's going to put on Ida. He'll start with Ida for me. So that's my 11, mate.
That's a good team, mate. That's a good team. Myself, I have to agree with you right up until the final three. So I'm going to go for Casper in goals. He's a number one. He's always a starting goalkeeper if he's fit. Right back, I think AJ will start. CCV and Trusty. I thought Trusty's been brilliant pre-season. Man of the match performances, getting in with a goal and stuff like that. So I think Trusty's earned his start. Left back KT, there's no doubt about that he's going to play. Midfield three, Rio, Calmac, Benji. I'm definitely going for that one, but I'm mixing it up a wee bit and I'm going for Maeda, Yamada in the middle, and Forrest on the right. I'm going for it out of left field there.
Don't
I think
mind that at all, Brian. I
that would
don't.
be that's what I'm going to go for, mate. I think just for the hope of the first game, boom, showing us how we intend to play. Fast, breaking the lines, getting the kind of Kyogo type breaks back. So that's why I think we will line up with Calmax, first name in the pitch, Rio for his craft. Just he can get out of tight spaces very, very easily. Two, sometimes three players in him. Pick a pass. And I've liked the look of Negrin over Engels. I know we had a wee kind of comment back and forward on the WhatsApp side of things. I think Negrin has shown a real understanding. He seems to he's settled in really, really well. He seems to have liked, getting interacting with the fans and stuff. So I think he will start over Engels. So yes, I'm going for Schmeichel, CCV, Trusty, KT, AJ, Calmac, Rio, Benji, and then Maeda, Yamada, and Forrest as a. What do you think of that, mate?
I
Not
do, mate.
bad.
I don't mind that. Honestly, I told you I done that video and I was talking about I would probably like to see Yamada start, and I know it was only 45 minutes and it was like a 45 minutes cameo, but I really liked what I saw. I liked his pace, I liked his power, I liked his skill, I liked his drive, I liked his creativity, I liked everything about him. And I know it is only 45 minutes, and it might have been a magic fluky 45 minutes, but I doubt it. So I like it, mate. I like your shout. Also, what it does when we're talking about those three in the middle, you've then got three boys that you can bring on. You could even actually swap your whole those three midfield. See later on in the game,
Bernardo, Engels, McCowan.
mate.
Uh,
That's you could easily do it because these three boys, McCowan, Bernardo, and Engels, are quality players, and you've got 5 substitutes, so you could swap them out. I think we've got the makings of a really good team. See if Celtic give Brendan another £20 million, we've got millions of pounds in the bank, man. Just give him another £20 million, get a winger, whatever it is he wants to do, let him do it.
totally,
Just
man.
let him do it, and then give the guy a new contract, man. Because I think he's a great manager, and I think we've got the makings of a really good team.
Exactly, mate. A couple of wee tweaks, and you heard him. He's like, "I'm here for 3 years at least." That's not, and he's an intelligent man. He's not going to say these things just for the sake of, oh well, I was misinterpreted, whatever. He's here. They're not matching his ambition, and I think they should. 20 million quid. They've just made 14 profit on one of his players that he signed, Nicholas Kuhn, as you mentioned earlier on. So yeah, it's. But are they saying, well, you're not committing, we're not getting you the money? Is it a bit of, a bit
But
of a
they've not offered
standoff?
him a contract, so that they can't say that. So he's not only
Oh, that's
cleared
right. He
up.
did that. Sorry, he mentioned that in his
Yeah,
interview, the press
no, he's
conference.
cleared it all up. I think he's done the right thing because as fans, you want Celtic to. Uh, we're not a bank, right? This is what I don't want to get into a rant, right? But we're not a bank. We are not a bank. We're a
Mhm.
football club. You don't go to see Celtic. Celtic fans watching this, and the 60,000 people who go pay their money to watch Celtic, they don't go to go and see we've got 100 million in the bank. Woo! We go to
Aye,
watch
totally.
football. We go to watch players like Paul McStay. We go to watch players like Tommy Burns. We go to watch players like Paolo Di Canio who can entertain. All of
Entertainment.
these, all of that. But that's what we go to watch. We don't go to watch the fact that we've got £100 million in the bank and worry about shareholders getting dividends and directors and CEOs making a fortune off of that's not we're not interested in that. It's nice to know. But as
Yeah,
fans, you want the best team with the best manager to be producing the best football in Scotland and then in Europe.
yeah.
And the only way you're going to do that is do what Brendan Rodgers is saying, is actually be progressive, be bold, go and give me the money and let me sign the players and let's go and do something.
Mate,
That's what I think.
that's a great shout, mate. It's a great shout. Look back at the Champions League. Right? Dortmund aside, we got our arse handed to us, and it changes for the better. But
Yeah.
we never embarrassed ourselves, mate. We went down to
No,
Villa,
no.
boom, 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 a Premier League team. We took a sore one there, but we fought back in the first half. In the second half, we're so close to being just that next level to get into, competing with likes of the Benfica, Sporting Lisbons, all these guys up there then starting to move up. So it's a shame that we're no lacking ambition. I'm going to just jump on to WhatsApp. Roberto, his team was Casper in goals, CCV, Trusty, KT at left back, Johnson at right back, McGregor, Hatate and Engels. He's went for Arnie Engels in the midfield, and he's went for Maeda on the left, Yang on the right, and Ida up front. So yeah,
Starting with Negrin on the bench. Oof. It's a
must be, aye.
bit of a
So,
call.
it'd be interesting to see. I'd love to see Yamada start, but I don't know. Is he a Brendan signing? You know what I mean? Is he a
No, he's
Japanese?
not. He's not, and that's why I don't think he will. Because I would love to see him start, and I think Brendan has to prove his players are his players and the money he spent is worth it, and I think that's why Biggie Dill start up front.
We just as you were mentioning about what was it, the Al Ali game where Ida started the first half and then Yamada started the second half. On the basis of that, that's why I'm looking at Yamada starting, because if that's what you want is your striker, your front one of your front three. I thought Yamada done well, even strong,
Yeah.
holding people up. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see for me Yamada, Maeda, wee bit of Japanese chat,
Get Inamura on second
Ah,
half, man. Get him on. Honestly, I think he's going to be a fantastic player. By the way, he's technically brilliant. Passing is phenomenal. Reads the game really well. He's quite
mm,
slight, But he's a left wing back. Know what I mean? It's not. You don't need to be a big strong boy. I
Uh,
like him.
but even with KT and Maeda, mate, there's no much getting done our left hand side this year. You know what I mean? You know, because we've got two strong guys that are up and doing, you know, cracking engines on them. So you know, hopefully we'll not be as. And I know we love GT, but maybe not as vulnerable in certain games on the left hand side because I think that
I
was a
think
bit of a, you know, our team's targeted as we've talked about it before in previous videos, mate. So hopefully that'll be a wee bit more protection on the left hand side.
I
But it'd be
think he'd a
interesting to see
might
how
benefit
Tierney and
for
Maeda.
Tierney. He'd benefit for Tierney being the guy busting down the wing and crossing the ball in, right? Because he never really got balls crossed in. He's decent
No.
in the air, big Ida. And I think if you've got Maeda and Tierney, I know Maeda's not the best crosser in the ball. Like you're more chance of getting up and row 4-4-2 than you have if you're in the box. But yeah, but I love the guy, but he cannot cross a
He can
ball, man.
shank a he can shank a
Aye.
few now and again.
But with Tierney overlap him sometimes and getting he'll put balls on he does heat, and I think he'll get a few goals this year for that.
Aye, hopefully because he hasn't looked confident. I don't think he's looked confident. I think he's maybe a wee bit
Yeah.
down in his cell, and I don't know if he's maybe had a difficult conversation with Brendan. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how we line up tomorrow, mate, and hopefully we do better than the other half of Glasgow after.
Good start, mate. Listen, it's a good start. Look, you're thinking, yeah, they've got the 49ers or the 69ers, as one of the Rangers fans called them, and then you've got Russell Martin in signing all sorts of players for all sorts of places and apparently playing Brendan Rodgers style of football, and then Motherwell will actually outplay them at their own game. Watch it, mate. See if
I
you'll
will
not
do.
see it on the sports scene, but Motherwell's style of football was very good. They outplayed Rangers at that style. It was
I'm going to keep a
good
wee
to
eye on
see.
Motherwell, mate. 'Cause it'll be interesting to see
Aye,
because,
mate.
like we mentioned, but I just before we finish up, mate. I saw Chris Boyd, his prediction, Rangers, blah blah. The young boy, sorry, I can't pronounce his name. I've not really seen much. Is it Gamara or something? The boy scored in Europe. He's looked good for them, mate. The boy scored in
They've
Europe.
got a couple of good players, mate. They've just signed. They
And
have
then,
actually. They
aye,
are good.
totally, man. Better recruitment, but
Aye.
he's like, oh, he's going to be the player of the year, right? Which is cool. You know, blue tinted glasses and all that. And then somebody put a wee thumbnail on YouTube of the game. You know, he does I think his rant after the game. The Motherwell, he just had frozen his face and the rage in his face. I was like, oh, the poor guy, man. He's just been set up his own team. You know what I mean? He's like, we're going to do this. And then he hates him again the next time. So,
That's what he's like. "Arr."
mm,
Brilliant. Looking
aye,
forward to
well.
that.
Same old season. Sorry, new season, same old body. Love it, man. I'll drink it in. But anyway, Mark, thank you so much for your time this evening, mate. I know you've been a busy,
Welcome, mate.
busy man all about the place, and interesting lineup choices, and I'll get them up for the viewers. And thanks once again. We're slowly, snail's pace, creeping up towards the four figures
Oh
of a
man.
thousand subscribers. Uh, please, couple of old guys, do a YouTube channel.
Oh, geezer.
Don't forget.
Geezer horn. Geezer horn.
But yeah, so thank everybody for for your time this evening, and we'll see you on the next one. Hail, hail.
Hail, hail.